Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let us continue with Surah An-Nisaa bihawlillahi wa quwwatih. We are on ayah number 148. قال الله تعالى لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم وكان الله سميعا عليما. So this ayah says that Allah does not love that negative or bad words be spoken jahr, out in public, except for the one who has been wronged. So the example here would be if someone has been ripped off in a business contract, he is allowed to tell other people that such and such a person ripped me off. He is not a trustworthy person. It has also been said that one can make dua against his oppressor either in secret or out in the open, in public. And when he says that Allah does not love this action, what it means to say is that it is haram, not that it is just merely makruh. And he says that Allah was always the hearer, the knower. And this is mentioned as a threat to the oppressor, that Allah hears everything he does and Allah knows everything which the oppressor does, so that the oppressor needs to be aware. So reflecting on this ayah, we find that love is one of the characteristics of Allah Jalla wa Ala. He loves certain people and things, and He does not love certain people and certain things. We came across this attribute of love in Surah Al-Imran, ayah 31. The listener may refer to that as well. We also learn the beautiful teachings of Islam to promote brotherhood, in that the deen of Islam does not allow people to speak evil of each other. Of course, for that reason, backbiting and slander are both haram. So the deen of Islam does not want people to be speaking evil of each other. This is not loved by Allah Jalla wa Ala, and therefore it is haram because it flies in the face of a brotherhood spirit. However, with the general rule, there are exceptions. And the exception is that if you have been wronged by a particular person, you may speak about that in public. And the one who wronged you, the oppressor, he has only himself to blame. We also find that the deen of Islam looks after the rights of the wronged and does not just ignore it. And connected to this, we may also say that the deen of Islam caters to the nature of people, because if you are wronged, you want to vent out your frustration and speak about it. You do not just want to keep your frustration bottled up inside you. So you see how Al-Islam allows this flexibility. So when you really reflect on these matters, you truly begin to appreciate what a great deen Al-Islam is. We also take the two names of Allah Jalla wa Ala along with the attributes which are uniquely fitting to Allah Jalla wa Ala. Ayah number 149. إن تبدوا خيرا أو تخفوه أو تعفو عن سوء فإن الله كان عفوا قديرا. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that whether you do a righteous action openly, so the verb is tubdu, from abda yubdi ibda'an, to make something open or to make something plain and outward, as opposed to conceal it, which is the other verb, tukhfuhu, from akhfa yukhfi ikhfa'an, to conceal something. So whether you do a good deed openly or in secret, or whether you overlook an evil which is done to you, so if someone wrongs you and you forgive them, so the verb is afa ya'fu, afwan, to overlook. He says that Allah indeed is the afuwan, the pardoning, and qadiran, the one who is all-powerful or able to do all things. So reflecting on this ayah, we take that righteous actions, whether they are done openly or in secret, they are all good and they are all reward-worthy. One might say, but if somebody does a righteous action openly, is this not showing off? The answer is no, not necessarily. Showing off is what's in your heart. It all depends on the intention. And just because a person is doing a righteous action openly does not necessarily mean that that person is showing off. Indeed, sometimes doing a righteous action openly is better than doing it secretly. It may be the case that in doing a righteous action outwardly, You could be teaching others of how to perform a righteous action, perhaps the salah, or maybe you could encourage others to copy you, because people generally are copycats. People copy others. And couple that with the fact that actions speak louder than words. And if you do a righteous action in front of people, they will be more encouraged to imitate you. For example, giving charity openly so that others can follow suit. This is not showing off, because your intentions are indeed righteous. Your intention is that you're doing it for Allah Jalla wa Ala, and that also others may imitate you in this righteous action to encourage others and to remove apathy from them. However, it can also be argued that during other times, doing righteous actions in private is better, because it is closer to sincerity and there is no danger of some showing off entering your heart. But ultimately you need to ask yourself, which one is more beneficial? Doing it openly or in secretly? And this is a judgment you have to make. We learn also the obvious lesson of forgiving people when they do wrong to you. However, we need to qualify this by saying that forgiveness is only for those who are actually penitent. It is not for the arrogant. Because with some people you may forgive them, but guess what? They are repeat offenders. So you will find many people who go to jail for their crimes, they leave jail and they're committing crimes again. So these people are not worthy of forgiveness. They are worthy of punishment. However, if you feel that this was a mistake and the person who has wronged you is not really an evil person and he's penitent, then wherever you can forgive, this is better for you, as Allah Jalla wa Ala forgives those who forgive others. Allah Jalla wa Ala teaches us, فَمَنْ عَفَى وَأَصْلَحَ فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Whoever forgives and rectifies the affairs, then his reward is upon Allah. But forgiving people who are going to be repeat offenders, or those in whose nature it is to be evil, then this is not rectifying the affair. In fact, forgiving such people is just going to encourage them to continue with their evil ways. We also pick up from this ayah that Allah Jalla wa Ala combines between afu and qudra in His attributes. Why does He do that? Because forgiveness is only true forgiveness when you have the ability to take revenge. So when Allah forgives you, He forgives you whilst having the qudra, the ability to punish you. And this is the perfect type of forgiveness. And also we take the two names of Allah Jalla wa Ala, Al-Afu and Al-Qadir, along with the attributes fitting to Him. هذا والله أعلم.